In the military, we would debrief after every mission. We'd call this the After Action Review, or AAR, because in the military there's an acronym for everything. AARs are ways to review and reflect on what took place during and before the mission that you were just on. You talk about what went well, and things that did not go so well. The ultimate goal of these meetings is to identify what you can do to make next time better. The next time you do this type of mission or this type of training or whatever you're doing, what can make it better? It's also sort of a time to slow down and reflect on what happened. After you're going 1,000 miles an hour, you kind of want to slow down and reflect on what just took place. It's a good idea to do these kind of reviews in business too. But if you're going to do it, you need to sort of keep a few things in mind. First, make sure that you aren't using this time to point fingers and play the blame game when something goes wrong. That's the last thing you want to do, because then you're going to end up losing people on this type of feedback, where you want 100% participation on these types of things. Make sure that everyone who is involved in the project is included in these meetings. That includes contractors if you use them, because ultimately you want everyone to know what went right, what went wrong, what can be done better, right? So if you have a contractor that was working with you on a project and they're going to be working with you on another project, you want to make sure that they understand why things maybe didn't go so well. Maybe they didn't know what your company culture is like or whatever, and they need to know what they can do to work better with your team in the future. Next thing you want to make sure you keep in mind is to check your ego at the door, or in the military terms, kind of check your rank. In the military, we had that kind of rank structure, just like a lot of businesses do, with executives, senior management, junior staff, and things like that. And everyone has a different perspective of what went on during these events and things like that. So, and they bring those perspectives into these reviews. So if you're an executive and you're thumping your chest on throughout the meeting about this went wrong because this person did that, and whatever, you may not have the full picture. You don't have all the knowledge that of everything that went on. The purpose of the meeting really is to get feedback from everyone. It's also to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So you want to make sure that you have a culture where there's no stupid questions. Sometimes someone may not understand why something went wrong or why it wasn't quite the way it was supposed to be, because maybe they weren't involved in the project from the beginning. So you want to allow everyone to have that opportunity to ask those questions, no matter where they are in the organizational chart or the rank structure of your company or whatever. So make sure that they all have a chance to ask the questions and encourage questions, even if they may feel like it's a stupid question. And finally, you want to reiterate on any of the issues that came up during the meeting, and if you come up with solutions, mention them during the meeting at the end too. Kind of recap what went on during the meeting. If there's issues that are still outstanding, you don't necessarily have a resolution for or whatever, talk about who's going to take the lead on figuring out what that solution is going to be. An after-action review or a debrief, or whatever you want to call it, is a great way to make sure that everyone on your team is able to grow together.